Hey, what is going on, guys, and welcome back to another episode of the FIFA 17 career mode. This is episode number 88, and we start today's episode off with some bad news here because Emre Moore has been put on the transfer list. Yes, a couple days before this happened, he came to us and said there's been no movement on his wage. He wants to get it increased. I hadn't done so, and because of that, the board decided, like with Dembele, he is going to be put on the transfer list for the time being. So you would have seen as well, Mikel Merino also wants a new contract, so all three of these players get deals at the start of today's episode, as I want to keep all three of these guys here. And even though Dembele is the only player right now that's usually in the first 11, Merino comes off the bench a lot and plays in midweek games, as does Moore. I still want to keep all three of these guys here, as they are very important to our squads. They'll get new deals, and hopefully they will all sign new contracts. But for the first game of today's episode here, we take on FC Köln or FC Cologne, whichever variation I use. I always apparently get it wrong. I'll say FC Köln one episode, and someone will say, what are you doing? It's FC Cologne. Then I'll say FC Cologne, and someone will say, why are you saying FC Cologne? It's FC Köln. But we take on FC Cologne. Let's call them Cologne because it sounds and smells better. FC Cologne for the first game of today's episode here at the Signal Iduna Park. And of course, the last three games we've had no wins. We lost to Braunschweig, the first ever defeat in the Bundesliga for us this season. We then drew with Arsenal 2-2 as well. And then our last game was also a 2-2 draw against Hamburg in the Bundesliga. So we needed to return to winning ways in this game and get a big 3 points. And 2 minutes after the restart, after no chances in the first half, we would take the lead through one of our best players this season and one of the 2 players going for the Golden Boot this season. Not Diego takes him down, but Aubameyang, the Gabon international, with another goal, getting on the end of a Julian Weigl free kick and nodding the ball past the goalkeeper and into the back of the net for his 15th goal in the Bundesliga this season. He is having a brilliant year under me, and it is 1-0 to Borussia Dortmund. But in the 65th minute, as Michael Müller tries to play the ball out from the back here, absolute disaster, because I give the ball away, and with Müller out of his goal, it's a simple finish, and the away side are back on level terms, and this, simply put, was a howler.
Well, that has to go down to the goalkeeper.
Well, goalkeepers these days, Martin, and we know got to be good footballers, but his skills on the deck let him down there.
And if you've been watching me for a while, you'll know I always try and pass out from the back. I'll rarely ever hoof it. I like to retain possession, and normally I'm pretty good at getting out of a tough situation. But with this goal, I only have myself to blame. I even took a fake shot with Michael Müller for no reason before passing the ball forward, surrendered possession, and the number 13 put the ball into the open and unguarded goal to make it 1-1. So a terrible mistake from me there. Got it horribly, horribly wrong, and I was rightfully punished for it. So Dortmund 1, FC Cologne 1. There weren't too many chances after that, and in the 88th minute we tried to find ourselves the winning goal. Aubameyang well denied by the goalkeeper though, but from the corner Menendez whipped the ball into the middle, and Timo Werner, who's been amongst the goals in recent weeks, heads in the corner and puts it past the goalkeeper and into the back of the net to spare my blushes and give us our first win in 4 attempts. So Werner with the goal. It is 8th in the Bundesliga, and we do win the game by 2-1, courtesy of the late winner from the former Red Bull Leipzig striker. So I was bailed out big time there. I was so lucky. It was a really poor game. Very few chances indeed. All the highlights, all the meaningful highlights you saw in that game. It really was a terrible one, but we come through with a win, and I'm delighted with that. But again, I almost threw away, once again, what would have been 2 priceless points through a moment of pure stupidity. But still, you would have noticed in the game as well, before the free kick we won for our goal which Aubameyang scored, Julian Weigl whipped in the goal we got the assist for, but Marco Reus did get an injury and was taken down, and he's now going to be out for 3 weeks. So that is a really big blow. It's a really big blow because Royce this season is decreasing in stats and admittedly has not played as well as you'd expect from one of the best footballers in Europe, but he's 86 overall. He's still a really important player. He is my captain, and to know we'll be without him for 3 weeks, including the next game against Arsenal in a big second leg in the Champions League round of 16. That's a massive blow for us, and hopefully he'll come back sooner rather than later. But for the second second game of the episode here on the back of seeing 3 players extend their contracts, Marino, Dembele, and also more as well. We will take on Kaiserslautern here, still at the Signal Iduna Park, looking for back-to-back wins for the first time in quite a few games. Now, Kaiserslautern this year are rock bottom of the Bundesliga and surely going down, so we were fancying our chances, but the away side were a better team in this game and started the game off quite brightly. It was still 0-0 10 minutes after the restart, but we got ourselves a penalty here after Werner was taken down inside the area, and I must admit, I wasn't too sure about the call. Timo Werner gets on the ball here, tries to take it around his man, and I gotta say, the defender gets a lot of the ball before he takes down Werner. I think the referee gave us one there, which we didn't deserve. I think he got that one wrong, and Kaiserslautern were harshly done by. So Aubameyang will stand up and take the penalty, send the goalkeeper the wrong way, and make it Dortmund 1, Kaiserslautern 0, and get his second goal in 2 games. So Aubameyang and Menendez once again doing the exact same celebration as the former opens the scoring again to make it 1-0. Dortmund 1, Kaiserslautern 0, but again, I will say, if this was FIFA 15 or FIFA 14, that penalty would have been under the category of getting chipped. That was a really debatable one, and I wasn't sure about it. I think we got a huge helping hand there from the referee, but it was 1-0 to Borussia Dortmund. We could have extended our lead as well, 22 minutes before the end of the game. Andre Schürrle cutting inside from the left, feeding it inside towards Aubameyang. You put your house on him to score that one, but if you did, you'd be homeless, because he puts the ball wide of the post and behind for a goal kick. But it was how the game would finish though. Dortmund 1, Kaiserslautern 0, so we get ourselves the win. Delighted with that. It's back-to-back wins for the first time in a few games, but once again, I will say the performance wasn't really that good, and this is top of the table hosting bottom of the table. Whenever that happens, you expect the host to perform really well and get an easy victory. I must say, Michael Müller bailed us out in the first half of a big save on a 1-on-1. It was a really poor display from me. I would have to play an awful lot better if we are to stay top of the Bundesliga and end up winning the title. But for the third and final game of today's episode, we'll certainly have to play better if we are to get a win in this one, because we travel away from home to take on Arsenal in one of the biggest games of the season and also the series as well. In the first leg, in around a 16 tie, we drew 2-2 in Germany, but we were 2-0 down at half-time and did well to rally back. But despite that being the case, Arsenal still lead on away goals, so tonight we must score here in London, otherwise we will be going out, and if Arsenal score just once, we'll need to score 2. So it's a big night at the Emirates Stadium. The board want us to reach the final of this competition in my first year here at Borussia Dortmund. Going out tonight, simply put, is unacceptable. So it's a massive game. We need to come through with a win. Come on, Borussia Dortmund, let's get a big victory here and progress to the quarterfinals. Still waiting for the first chance of this game in the first half of the first half. It's been a cagey start really from me, but for Arsenal, they're fine with the 0-0 in this game, and I keep on surrendering possession. It's not been a good start, but Weigl does well to win it back now. Menendez through towards Aubameyang. First chance to come here. Martinez makes the tackle, but they'll still fall to Aubameyang. Oh! Just wanted the post, got my words muddled up there, and Aubameyang, our top scorer this season, found space to shoot, and it goes a fraction wide the post. Our first chance almost resulting in the goal that we need. Still 0-0, but that's more like it. Come on. We're in a really precarious position, but we only have ourselves to blame after a very poor showing in the first half of the first leg. So we can't feel sorry for ourselves. We just got to get the job done. Simple as that, as we still need to score as Aubameyang holds off Elneny and storms down this left. Come on, mate. You are blistering despite being 30 years old now. There is no way Elneny's catching up. You can take Bellerin on, I'm sure, as well. Keep on going, son. Keep on going. Turn, cross if you can to the middle where Werner is waiting, and it's just onto the roof of the net from Timo Werner, who's been amongst the goals of late and scored that crucial second goal in the first leg. We've looked the better team in the first half, but we need the ball to find the back of the net and not the roof of it. Come on. Chamberlain tackled by Aubameyang, and a great chance here. I'll feed it towards Menendez, through towards Timo Werner. Big moment here, and Timo Werner puts it into the bottom corner and makes it 1-0 to Borussia Dortmund. A massive goal as he tells the fans, like in the first leg, I've got this. 1-0 to Dortmund. He's been amongst the goals of late, and that one is one of the biggest of the season. Aubameyang wins it back, plays it inside towards Diego, rolls it through towards Timo, keeps keeps his composure and slots it inside that near post past Jan Oblak, and the former Atletico Madrid goalkeeper is beaten, and we take an absolutely massive 1-goal lead. We may still need to score again if Arsenal score, but we still needed this goal at the very least. Corner to Dortmund, 15 minutes to go, and a goal here will surely secure our progress into the next round. Diego takes it, Saul heads it, and it's well wide of the post from Nicolas Saul. Arsenal have just not done enough, and they would have been satisfied with a 0-0 at the start of the game, but after we scored so early in the second half, they've had to respond. They just haven't showed me enough attacking prowess as Jack Wilshere's on the ball and tries to turn Weigl, and does. Leo Baptistão now on the ball. What can he do? Feeds it inside towards Chamberlain. Chamberlain finds De Roon towards Granit Xhaka, who goes for goal! Michael Müller with a really big save. 4.5 minutes to go. Arsenal searching for that late equalising goal to send them through on the away goal ruling. Can they find it as we approach added time? Kieran Gibbs on the ball, shut down by Pulisic. He's been great since coming on. The American included on the bench tonight, and he's done his job off it as he leads his counter-attack. He's got Werner in the middle. He'll try and find him. Timo Werner. Oh, God. That was the moment for Werner, who scored our first goal and couldn't secure qualification to the quarterfinals. Brilliant work by the American. Werner miskicked the shot. Arsenal got to get the ball forward here. Martinez finds Gibbs. They got one final chance as De Roon is on the ball. Stefan Savic scored in the first leg. Wilshere to Sanchez. Their final chance. Savic has space to shoot. You know he can. Ball into the middle. Tar loses it. Sanchez puts it in. And Alexis Sanchez in stoppage time has done it. Arsenal won. Borussia Dortmund won. 3-3 on aggregate, but a 2-1 away goal scoreline is firing the Gunners into the quarterfinals of the Champions League. Alexis Sanchez into Stefan Savic, back to Sanchez, and I thought I was going to clear the ball with Tar there. I pressed circle, but clearly not quick enough, and Alexis Sanchez rifles the ball in off the post. How many times is he Arsenal's saviour? Well, he is tonight, and the Gunners are going through to the quarterfinals of the Champions League. All that attack for the lads straight away, but it's not going to matter because that is the final attack of the game, and it's all over. Arsenal are through to the quarterfinals, and we are out of the Champions League. We put ourselves in this position after a really poor first half in the first leg. We may have scored through Timo Werner, but he missed a sitter with just a couple of minutes to go that kept the tie alive, and Arsenal punish us. We are out. It's all over. Arsenal won, Dortmund won, and we're out. It's over. It's done. You don't need me to tell you that I think we should have won this game, but if you're not going to take your chances, you always leave yourself open to getting punished. That's exactly what happened late on in the game. Alexis Sanchez fires Arsenal into the next round, and we are out. We just weren't clinical enough. Simple as that. We're out of the Cup, we're out of Europe, we're not playing as well in the league anymore. What was looking like a fantastic season for us here in Germany for the first year is beginning to fall apart. I will give man of the match to the guy Alexis Sanchez, who kept his composure late on to win the game for Arsenal, but I don't know what to say. I really don't, because I came into the game knowing it was one of the biggest games of the season. In fact, this was the biggest game of the season to date, and it was one of the biggest games of the series, and we've had some chokes in this series already, where this one's been added to the collection. 1-0 up, and to throw it away when we had the chance to make it 2-0, which is a couple minutes before Sanchez's goal. There's no denying it. This was a huge failure. We are out of the Champions League, and as you can see, with 10 games to go in the league, this is it. It's our final opportunity to win some silverware in our debut year, and if we don't deliver it, I'm not going to be happy, and let's be honest here, the board certainly won't be. But that will end today's episode of the FIFA 17 Career Mode, guys. So a massive thank you for watching. I really hope you have enjoyed it. If you have enjoyed today's episode of Career Mode, then please do leave a like, as likes are, of course, very much appreciated, and they really help the channel grow as well. Much love to you all. Have a fantastic day. Enjoy your weekend, and I will see you for the next episode of Career Mode with Dortmund no longer in Europe very soon.